Worship tree.
Not necessary.
Some days you don't worship, some
I
days
rather
you
to
worship.
worship something that I don't know, I haven't seen, I don't know what it looks like, I don't know
Why?
what it is.
But you're thinking.
Better.
Don't. It's not good to think according to your criteria.
Why?
Don't think. Don't put labels on things. Don't just do whatever. Why are you
Confusing
thinking?
me here.
You're confusing yourself because hey, when I ask you about why you're not worshipping tree, and
Because I
in
don't
terms
want
of
to
God,
worship tree, I want to worship something that I don't know, some
Why?
power out there that
Why?
I don't know. What do you mean why? Because that's what I want. You're asking
why
me
do you want that? There's a reason why you don't want to
Because I
worship
think
tree and
that's
something.
the right thing for me.
You
It's
think.
my
Don't
sense,
think though.
my
Why are you
common
thinking?
sense. So you don't want me to think.
You don't want to think.
Right. We're going down the rabbit hole here.
We're in the rabbit hole already. We're already in the rabbit hole. You've just realized this now because you're saying there you want to think, with the tree and with everything else you don't want to think. So I want to establish a criteria about the criteria of thinking and how we think and the conclusions that we reach. So there are certain ways that we think, yeah? I think there is going to be a dancing pink elephant over there.
Yes.
Do you think that's reasonable?
No, it's not reasonable.
It's not reasonable.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm using thinking, you're using
Thinking?
thinking. Did you see the pink elephant?
No.
But human attributes and this and that? No, you straight away said no. If I say there's a possibility all the way over there that there could be a guy, a person called Brian from the Caribbean, is that possible?
Yeah, possible, yeah. Okay.
What are you using to come to the answer?
Because you described something that is more logical, right?
Logical, common sense.
Common sense, yeah.
So there are certain things that we can arise to using our common sense and reasoning
Yeah.
and our experience.
Yes.
So
But
bearing these things in mind, that's what we're using. We're using logic, common sense, reasoning, argumentation to see what is possible, to see what is not possible, what is true, what is not true.
Yeah.
We use this, yeah?
Of course, we have brains to think.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have information, we have knowledge. The one who created us, would he also have information and knowledge?
But again, you see, the one who created us is that one who created us is not like us.
I've already agreed
Not a
with
human
you.
being, he's not
Absolutely.
Like us, he doesn't think like us.
Absolutely,
So
I
he's
agree.
bigger than us and
Yes.
everything we think of. So
Agreed.
why do we have to think of him like us?
Okay. Is bacteria like us?
Is bacteria like us?
Yes.
Bacteria is an organism, yeah.
But it can I compare bacteria? Is bacteria like human being?
Oh, all different, yeah. Every
Different,
organism
yeah?
is different, yeah.
But if I ask the question, does a bacteria have knowledge? You're not going to say bacteria is different
we
to
lucky,
us.
We have brains, we think about, we have
Good,
neurons,
good,
we have
good, good,
memories,
good.
we have things.
There are
That's why we
certain
are different, yeah.
there are certain traits, certain qualities that are common in everything.
Okay.
Think about this. There are certain things that are common in everything.
Yes.
Yeah. For example, knowledge is common in everything.
Knowledge.
Yes,
Common in
knowledge. So we can compare things. A rock doesn't have knowledge. Bacteria, we can say, has knowledge because it is doing certain actions.
Certain, yeah.
Yeah?
And their
Human being
genes
has
or DNA, whatever, yeah.
absolutely. DNA is information. Human beings, we have information, we have DNA. Book has information. So there are certain things that are common in all of these things. So things don't have to be identical for you to say that they have a common trait or quality. Are you with me so far? Yeah? So me comparing myself to a bacteria doesn't mean I'm the same as a bacteria. There are certain things that are common. For example, size. That is small in size, I am big in size. That is small in knowledge, I am big in knowledge. The bacteria experiences reality different to how I experience reality. With me so far?
I am with you so far. So you
Good.
say you're gonna say God experience like us, thinks like us, have same thoughts like us, and
No, it's because you have this in your head that human beings personify God. I already told you right at the beginning.
Personify.
Personify means to turn something into a human that's not a human. That's what your argument in essence is.
Humanly thoughts,
Yes.
humanly thinking.
Yeah, that's personification.
Yeah.
So, and I get that, and I already agreed with you at the beginning. But my whole argument is based on the notion that that's wrong. I already accepted that. And then we're now finding out what we can say about God and where we should stay agnostic about God and say, Wallahu a'lam, we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah? Now, would you say, yeah, that for someone of something to create another thing, does it need to have a form of intelligence?
Yeah, but the intelligence not the same intelligence we have.
Agreed, absolutely. I already agree with you from the
Yeah,
beginning.
yeah.
Yes. Intelligence, correct?
Well, yes, something.
Wisdom.
My little brain cannot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100. Both of us, this is you, this is me. We're standing together.
Yeah.
And then the other people that are making God into, they're on the other side.
Yeah.
We are together, you and me. Okay. So, he has intelligence. Do you believe that the creator of everything that you see around you, he had wisdom?
Okay, you can say that.
Good.
Yeah.
Because the definition of wisdom is giving everything its due, right, and interconnecting things in a way that they become functional. For example, if I give your child a lot of parts for a watch, your child will, hit them together, pieces for watch, they will not make a watch. A watchmaker comes, he knows where the part goes and he puts the parts together, he makes watch. This
But
is called,
Again, you
I'm using a human analogy.
use a human analogy.
Yeah.
Yes.
The reason why I'm using a human analogy is because you're a human. I
Yes.
can't use an alien analogy because you're not an alien, yeah?
Exactly.
So that's why,
That's what I'm saying. It's something above our
absolutely,
all thoughts.
absolutely.
So because we are humans, we
Yeah.
need to justify things and make them look like we think and all that. But
Let me give you an
bigger
example.
picture,
Let me give you an
God is
example.
Just
Have you
bigger
ever
than that.
have you ever seen the picture of an atom?
no.
You know the picture of the atom.
No,
they-
picture of atom.
Atom,
Yeah, this
yeah.
looks like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't seen it with atom
Yeah,
with my
we
eyes.
can't
Yeah,
we can't
yeah,
see
yeah.
it with our eyes. The picture of the atom is fake. Atoms do not look like this.
Oh no, I know what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah.
Waves and
Yeah.
electrons
No.
going around.
Protons and neutrons make the nucleus, and then you've got the electrons that are whizzing around, and that
Yeah. Form
with
of
the
a wave or form of a particle.
that's light.
Yeah.
So at the moment I'm talking about the atom, not a photon.
Not the electron that it goes around.
Yes.
The
So
nucleus.
this is a diagram for us to understand what a atom is, so we can learn about it. We're told atoms don't look like this. Atoms, you're not going to zoom in on a microscope and think this. It's a way for us to understand it, like you said, in our limited understanding.
Understanding, yeah.
Similarly, there are words that are used. For example, when it comes to paradise, you're aware of this. Paradise has rivers of milk, rivers of honey, and all of this. But what does Allah say? When the Prophet tried to describe it, tell them, paradise is like no eye has ever seen, no ear has ever heard, no mouth has ever spoken about. Yeah? That no mind has ever comprehended. That's how it is. So there are things that we say about paradise, and I would say by extension that we say about Allah is for us to understand Him, but we do not say that's how Allah is in actuality. Are you with me so far? Yeah.
Just to have like
An understanding.
understand.
For example, when you're telling your child something, most what you were told when you were about 8 years old, most of what you were told about maths, English, science is wrong. That's not how geography works. That's not how maths works. That's not how science works. However, for a child, you break things down, you explain things in such a way that they will understand. That does not now mean that that child can go to a a nuclear reactor and use that knowledge to solve the problems there. If for you to do that, you will have to go more and more into it, but there will eventually be a wall that you will hit. There's a limit. Similarly over here, there are certain words that are used, however, you're aware, وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٍ. There is none like Allah.
There is no question.
Sorry?
In this dialogue, there is no question here, only one-to-one.
Yeah, he asked the question.
Yeah, I did ask question, but still it's okay.
Yeah, it was
you
a
have
very
a
deep
question?
question.
Yeah, go
You
on.
want to ask a question? But ask after him, yeah?
No, go ahead.
Let me finish that point, yeah?
Yes.
So, وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٍ. There's none like unto Allah. Yeah, there's none like him.
Like him.
Now, this is a surah that we recite every day. Surah Kawthar and Surah Ikhlas, they're the most recited surahs in the world. Yeah, you know this, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So Muslims, we understand this, there's nothing like Allah. However, when we are describing certain things, we will describe using the limitations of the English language. If I said that Allah has a saragu.
Saragu.
Yeah, saragu.
What's Saragu?
Saragu it comes from the Lagaru.
What's Lagaru?
Lagaru and Sarau are derived from a Nagagu. Do you see?
Right.
So you ask me, what does it mean? If I tell you a Nagagu is actually the 51st element on the periodic table. Makes sense, right? But yeah, now you know what a Nagagu is. Yeah, but now the problem is, someone like you comes and says, but you're talking about periodic table. Or you're talking about element. This is human understanding. These are human words. This is human understanding. But of course, we need to have a human understanding of a certain concept of God. But then beyond that, we say,
Allahu A'lam.
Allahu A'lam. So there's a
I
limit.
prefer to have the Allahu A'lam
Yes.
than giving it my thoughts.
Yes.
Using my thoughts.
We are
to
very
give it
similar.
Sifat and things like that.
But some sifat, they can be arrived to logically. For example, one. You agreed he was one. And you use the aql to say he is one. Then you agreed with the fact that he's independent. You use your aql to say he's independent. Pre and post eternal. You use the aql.
Yeah.
And then you said nothing like him, nothing like him.
And then I can just stop there and not go too much further because I started to give it too much.
And that's
human
fine.
thoughts.
There's no issue with
It's better
that.
for me to stop there and have it in my heart.
This is
and
Surah
be a good
Ikhlas.
person and make sure my akhlaq and a very good person, not hurt anybody.
Okay,
Yeah?
this is very good now.
That's most important.
How do you become a good person? Where do you learn this from?
You know it. You're born with this.
Give me an example.
What do you mean? Give me an example.
Give me an example
you
of
grow
a-
up and you know what's wrong.
No,
you know
give
what's
me an
right.
example of something that is wrong, that you believe is wrong.
Hurting other people, being bad to other people.
Let's stick with one, yeah?
Yes.
You said hurting somebody else.
Yes.
This is wrong.
Yes,
Completely, yeah?
completely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Boxing.
Yeah.
You think boxing is wrong?
Well, boxing is hurting other people. It's sort of
It's wrong.
yeah, because you're hurting other person. Yes.
So you don't, okay.
So, yeah.
Football is wrong.
It's a sport. Again, you're going into so many things can be wrong in some ways, can be challenging,
Okay.
or games, depend where you put them,
Okay.
But again, when I say hurting other people, is hurting the other person, making the other person feel hurt, or force them to do something they don't want, or, so many things.
So if my child has a plaster,
Yeah.
and they don't want to take the plaster off, and I say, no, you must take it off. And they say, no, I take it off. Am I wrong?
If you do it for his benefit, for his good.
But
He
you
doesn't
keep
know.
changing. First you said harming is
no,
bad.
No, hurting.
One
You
second.
know what I'm saying.
One
you know what I'm
second,
saying.
one second.
Hurting not on the benefit of someone, of a child, because a child, he doesn't know his own,
So
how
first,
to make his own
listen,
decisions.
listen.
But someone adult who knows his own decisions, and he tell you don't take the plaster, and you take it without his.
Okay,
That's hurting.
listen. So
But
first,
for a kid, he doesn't have the brain to make his own decision yet.
listen
So
to
you
me.
look
1 second.
after it.
1 second. So first, it's don't hurt people completely and totally. Yeah. Then the second criteria is with regards to not hurting people, consent. You brought in consent. Then the third criteria you brought in was age. So there's three criteria you brought in, yeah. But if
Because
I
you
now,
give me one question.
but that's what I'm saying.
General, yeah.
Yeah. So now, is this the three criteria you said about harming? Is this
Yeah.
something we all agree on?
All agree on them. Some people have different ideas.
How do we decide?
How do we decide?
Yeah. What is
We
right
can't
and wrong?
really we can't really decide what's right or wrong. We all see it different. There is there is the good and there is the bad in this
But
world.
you said we're born with it, right?
Yes, but we can still see. You know, I don't know how.
Who's we?
all feel it. Humans. As
But you
humans,
just said we all feel differently. You said we feel differently,
yes.
yes?
Some people think when they do bad, they think it's the right thing to do.
Yes, they like it.
Yeah. Some people don't.
Some people,
So,
MMA,
that's
they
why-
love it. They like beating somebody and blood coming up.
Yeah, I agree. And they're bad.
And if
It's just
he,
the rules now that
and if he
stops
has-
many people doing the bad.
if he
but
has
if you let
consent,
them-
he has consent, the other person agrees, and the other person is fighting him, does that make it okay?
Sorry, is that person agrees?
So two people fighting,
Yeah.
they both have consent, they are both adults, and they're both getting paid, and they're both hurting each other and giving each other brain damage, is that okay?
It's not okay in one way. Look, as
He thinks
just
it's
some-
okay.
Yeah, some people would think it's okay. I think it's not okay. Because, you know,
But
we
you
all
said we're
see
born
things
with it,
different.
right? And why do we
Born with
think it's different?
everything. That now God is giving us everything. He's giving us the good and He's giving us the bad. Okay? And it's up to us to choose from the good and from the bad.
I believe it.
Some things God has told us, yeah?
That's why.
For example,
you see a lot of
listen,
bad
listen.
and you see a lot of good.
God
in
told
this
us
world.
not to do abortion, yeah? People do abortion. What's right, what's wrong?
Then they create this. You know,
You think abortion is good?
Some people say it's good. Some people say it's bad.
Okay,
Everybody.
abortion after 4 months. Abortion after 4 months because the person doesn't want to,
Yeah,
4
that's
months,
again.
a woman doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Do you think it's okay for her to have abortion?
After 4 months, I don't have any opinion on that, to be honest.
But God says you can't do it.
God said you can do it. Again, God said you can do it. We're coming back again to God. You
Yeah.
know.
You said God tells us right and wrong, right?
Yeah.
So God told us not to do it.
God born us with this brain to think with, but He didn't tell us what to. He didn't. He doesn't. He don't tell us what to do or what not to do. He gives us a brain to think with.
So God create us and He just
Yeah.
leave us.
He creates us, yes.
And He
sort
just
of
leave us.
to think with our brain. That's why He gives us that special brain.
But
to think with.
at the beginning you said it's not good to think because when you think you make God like human and
Yes.
we leave all of that. Now you're saying we need to think, yeah?
Because we're humans, we
Yeah.
need to think
Yeah.
on our with each other, between each other. Yeah, but not to think.
Tell
like
me-
human is like.
Tell me one thing we
you
all
know,
agree
like
on.
God is like this or is like that or is like that.
Tell me
You
one
see what I
thing.
mean?
Tell me one
Yeah.
thing we all agree on as humans.
Well, there's so many things we agree on. So many
Morality.
things we don't agree.
Morality. In terms of right, wrong. Tell me something we all agree on.
So many things. I can't come to my head now. But
Give
you
me,
know,
if it's so many, give me one small thing.
we agree on.
Yeah.
We agree on
Because I can't think of one thing.
what we agree on.
Yes.
What we agree on.
That if something is right or wrong.
No, things we do or things I can agree on one thing, me and you, but we can. It's not same thing we agree with. So we all have different
So-
opinions on things.
So there
So
are,
we might agree with one person, but the other person can't agree with him on the same thing.
yeah. So
all
one
of us
thing
agree on.
all of us agree.
It's difficult to find one thing we all agree on it.
But I thought you said God created us and put this within us that we can.
He gives us a brain to think.
But if He gives us
We
brain to
one
think
brain,
and we don't agree
we
on
all
anything,
same.
then what's the point?
Well, that's the beauty of life. We don't agree.
No.
That's the beauty
The,
of
the
living.
point. The point here is
Yeah.
there is objective morality and subjective morality. You're talking about subjective morality, what each individual thinks is right and wrong. I will think it's right to harm somebody. Why? Because it protects my family. That doesn't mean that that's right. I may think it's right, but that doesn't make it right. So subjective morality and objective morality, that you don't harm somebody just because you think it's you think it's good.
Good.
Now, bearing this in mind, God tells us what's right and wrong. Because as human beings, like you just admitted, we can't agree. We can't. One second.
God gave us a brain.
Yeah,
to
but we
think
don't.
with.
We don't use this
He
brain.
don't tell us.
We don't use this
He
brain.
just give us this brain, special machine inside to think.
And we don't use this
Well,
to think.
we have to.
Yeah, we have to.
We have
But look now.
Yeah.
Look, all you need to do
Doesn't
is.
need to tell us anything. He gives us already
He does.
everything here.
He does need to
He
tell
gives
us.
He already give us everything.
But people
in
don't
the
want to
head.
think. Like when I was speaking to you about Revelation, you said, no, I don't like to think about this. He's
No,
given
I
us.
said I don't like to think God as like we think it
Yeah.
as humans. Is this, is that? He tell us that. He tell us that. But already he's
But why-
created us with this brain.
But why
to
wouldn't
think.
we? If He's created us with a brain to think, why wouldn't we think
like
about
a
Him?
human being.
Why wouldn't we think about everything
Why
else?
do I have to humanize him?
No, there's a difference between thinking and humanizing.
Instruction manual.
Yeah, that's it. That's the brain.
So
that's your
Quran
brain.
is the instruction manual for you.
That's your brain. He gives you already.
Yeah,
He's
that's
giving
what
you a
I'm
brain
saying.
to think with.
Everything comes with instruction. Any
It's there.
creator makes anything,
Yeah.
it comes with a manual.
Yeah, it's here. We're
No,
born
no.
with it.
They give
It's
you to
already
follow.
with us, inside us. It's
Okay.
already here. We don't see it. It's our brain.
Okay.
That's our manual.
The reason why just having a brain is not enough, if just having a brain was
Brain
enough,
is something big.
absolutely.
It's big.
I
enough.
understand. Well, for some people it's very small.
Imagination. Well, some people,
Yeah.
yeah.
So when you go on the street, there is traffic lights. Why is the government wasting so much money on traffic lights? Why is the government?
follow.
One
Some
second.
people
One
do,
second.
some people
One
don't.
second. One second. Why is the government wasting so much money on laws? Why is there such thing as international law? Why is there such thing as a international criminal court? As we can see by certain countries, they claim to have a brain, but they don't use the brain. They will use their brain and they will justify to themselves it's okay to save our people and kill the other people. Some will say it's okay for you to, I'm using my brain for my survival only, not my neighbor. Some person will say, I will use my brain for my survival, my neighbor's survival, that's it. Somebody will
They
say,
use
I
it
will.
as they want.
Yeah, but you can't now say that something is right and wrong from your worldview. You can't go to somebody and say your view is right and wrong because your criteria is using the brain. He has used his brain and he has decided what they're doing
Is
is
right.
logical,
Logical to them.
and it's rational, and from that they have concluded
Yeah.
that what they're doing is right. You can't prove that what they're doing is right or wrong.
Yeah, that's
using
why
your
the mystery of God is like that. Created all this, give you brain to think, and it's up to you. Because when we think as God as He's there, He's we need to worship Him, we need to pray for Him, we need to ask Him things, ask Him forgiveness. We're doing things because we طمع. طمع. طمع.
Yeah.
طمع في الجنة.
Yeah.
I want to go to. If I do these things, I will go to heaven. If I do these
Yeah.
things, I will go to hell.
Right.
So it creates this طمع. And, but if you just believe in God and you do the right thing without طمع
Yeah.
in the Jannah or anything, I think that's the right thing better.
Right.
Than having this.
What if you think
I
God's
have to do this because of this. I
Yeah.
have to do this to get this.
you claim that God's created us and God's just left us. What if God told us that He's created us and He hasn't left us and He's given us rules?
Giving us brain to think
No,
with.
rules and revelation.
Doesn't need to give us rules because everything is in our brains. Our rules is in the head.
You're not listening.
We make those rules.
Listen
We
to
made them,
listen
those
to what I've
rules.
said.
We made them.
One
those
second,
rules.
one second.
We made
One
those
second.
rules.
Listen to what I've said.
We made those rules.
Listen to what I've said.
Yes. We
you-
made the rules. It's just our
You keep repeating.
imagination.
You keep
Yes.
repeating. Listen, my question was very specific. I said, what if God has revealed those rules for us? How are you now? Listen. How are you going to use your brain? The brain you've been given.
Yeah.
The brain, the big brain. How are you going to use that to decide if that book is from God or not from God? That's the question. What's the criteria?
Just gonna think. What do you mean? What criteria? The book is from God or not God?
So somebody brings a book and says this
Yeah.
is from God.
Yes.
You now need to prove that it's not from God. The falsification
Well, you
test.
need to prove me it's from God first before I prove you it's not from God.
The scientific method
You
is
know what I mean?
no, I don't. I'll tell you why. Because the scientific method is based on falsification. A theory is posited. The next step that you do is you prove it to be false. If you can't prove it to be false, therefore it is true. That's the scientific method of falsification.
Okay.
So I have made a claim. Yeah, my claim is this book is from God. Falsify it. Prove it to be wrong.
I can't prove it to be wrong because you believe it is from God. So how can I prove it to be wrong?
No,
from
but
you?
I can believe he's
Yeah.
from Mars.
Yeah.
You can prove that
I can't prove you. Yeah.
no, I
So
can
if
prove
you
that to
think
be wrong.
If you think it's just in your imagination, it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So if in your imagination I ask you who your dad is and you say a blue dragon, is that okay?
If you imagine it that way, it's your imagination. But I have
That's
my
crazy.
brain to think as well. I have my
That's
brain.
not using brain.
No.
That's using the liver.
Well, I have my brain to think. If you tell
not
me
using
something,
your brain,
I'm not
you're
just
using
going to
your liver.
believe you just like that. You tell me.
Okay, so
try
would-
to want to prove you wrong.
So
to
on
prove
your
you
birth
false.
certificate, if your government is asking you who your dad is, would you honestly write blue dragon just because it's in your imagination?
No, I didn't say it. You said it. You said it.
Yeah, I asked you and you agreed with it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I said it's what you think.
I said,
you think
if
it, not
you
me.
think, let me rephrase, let me
Yeah.
say it again. If you imagine your father to be a
Well,
blue
I will
dragon,
not imagine that.
You-
What you've
you're
said
imagining
if
right
you-
now. Because I've said it, your mind is picturing it. That's imagination.
No, well,
Yes, that's
yeah,
imagination.
but I'm not imagining. I'm not saying it. You see,
You're saying what?
my father is a dragon. I'm not saying it. In
You
my
said
head.
it now as
Yeah,
well.
I'm saying it loud, but I'm not.
So you understand, people say things, but we use our common sense to say if this thing is in line with common sense and logic, or if it's not in line with common sense and logic.
But you can see some things they can sound like common sense or logic to you, but not to another person. And this is happening.
Okay, good. That's a good point. There are 3 laws of logic that are universal. Yeah? The law of identity, the law of excluded middle, and the law of non-contradiction. Let me give you the example of the law of non-contradiction, where they say you can't have A and not A. A equals not A. That's the law of non-contradiction, yeah? So I can't say that this is a glove and it is an elephant. It's a contradiction. Do you accept the law of non-contradiction?
Okay.
Do you accept it?
The law of non-contradiction. Yeah, go.
Which means you can't have a contradiction. Think about this, because then our conversation is going to be based on this. Do you accept it as a universal law?
Okay.
Good. Non-contradiction. That you can't have 2 contradictory things at one place. So based on the law of non-contradiction is how we say there must only be one God.
Okay.
We used
You can say
law,
that. Yes. Yes.
so there are certain things.
Yes.
Using the law of, say, cause and effect, we say
Yeah.
if humans have
Effects, yeah.
cause and effect.
Yeah.
If there is power,
Yeah.
power comes from a source with more power.
Yeah.
So using that logic,
Yeah.
we can conclude if we have power, our creator should have more power than us.
I agree.
Good.
Okay. Yeah.
And if we have knowledge and it's coming from a creator,
Yeah.
that creator should have more knowledge than us.
Yes.
That creator should have more wisdom than us.
Okay. Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Sure, but knowledge and all that. Yes. I can
I'll give you an example.
say.
I'll give you an example.
Again, when you go to wisdom and things
So-
like us and this like us, I don't agree with you.
Well, knowledge is also things like us and this like us.
Yeah.
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 So we have to now decide. We can't just pick and choose. Wisdom is an application of that knowledge. For example, knowing it is sunnah to smile.
Yeah.
This is knowledge, yeah? Sunnah to smile. Wisdom is not smiling at a funeral. Hikmah, wisdom. That I don't do this over here, I'm using
Yeah.
wisdom.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
A child can press the gas,
Yeah.
can press acceleration and go in a straight line. You don't say he's a driver. You say he's a joyrider.
Yes. Yeah.
But Lewis Hamilton,
Yeah.
who can go around the corners,
Yeah.
he knows when to slow down the car and accelerate. This is
Yes.
wisdom.
Yes.
Knowing what knowledge to apply in which situation,
Yes.
at what intensity. Agreed?
Yes. Yes.
That's what I'm referring to when I say God has wisdom. He's able to apply
I agree.
knowledge
Okay, yes.
in the right proportions,
Yes.
in the right aspects. And like, for example, certain creatures will have less knowledge, certain will have more knowledge. Now, next question. It's a question, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it, if you believe that God is wise, is it wise or unwise to create something for no purpose?
He came to reconcile us back to the
I
Father.
cannot answer that because I
Jesus
don't
said,
think like
"I
God.
am
No, logically.
No, that's
Cause
my
and effect.
logic.
Cause and
That's-
effect.
No, there's no
I've been
cause and
in
effect here.
abundance.
I
You
don't want
can
to
have
think like that
abundant
because
life
I'm not
today.
God.
That believe
Okay.
in something you have no idea
So-
of.
But you said God is powerful, yeah?
Yeah, he's
Why are you saying he's powerful? You're not God. Don't think like this.
Sorry?
You said God is powerful.
It depends what you
But
call,
I
what you
tell
mean
you,
by powerful.
go
Powerful
like
what?
Moses
Powerful.
on
Power.
mountain
The
and pray
like
and fast
it depends what
for
definition that
40
you use.
days
The
and
potential
40
to move.
Then you will know God.
That's the
Otherwise,
physics
it's a
definition.
fabrication.
The potential for motion.
You are,
See,
you are
it's
just
physics
in a
definition.
paragraph.
It's human thing.
You are in carnality.
physics.
Brother, we have to use human. Logic is human thing.
You are not spiritual.
Exactly.
You use logic, yeah?
We use our thinking and our thoughts and our imagination
Is about
to describe the world, the way
Yes.
we think,
Yes.
the way we want and think, and we think is right, and we think it serves our logic, it serves our
When
purpose.
you're fasting,
Okay.
Not necessary.
One second, one
It's not
second.
necessary.
I got you.
waste your time.
I agree with you that we use our thinking to do things and all of this, absolutely. However, now I introduced something else, revelation. That this book claims to be from God. Now, claims to be from God. So we now need to use our thinking. We now need to use our logic. We now need to use our experience, our human understanding to decide if this book is from God or not God. How do we do this?
It's difficult.
But how? Everything is difficult. Me standing here in the cold is difficult.
Yeah, I'm just gonna then just use my imagination and try to justify my own way.
With the imagination, you
Yes.
might think Blue Dragon. That's the problem with imagination.
You could say same thing as well. I could say same thing.
No, you can't. I'll tell you why. Because we need to have objective measures to decide if this book is from God. Because if something comes from God, it is for everybody. Everybody, there needs to be criteria that everybody agrees on.
Sin is a reproach.
Difficult.
Sin can
It might be difficult for you. It's not difficult for me.
Yeah. Because you want to believe it.
No.
You have it in
No.
your head and you believe it without any
If I want to believe,
justification.
no, you haven't spoken to me before. You've never spoken to me before. You don't know my justifications. You never asked for my justifications. I'm just slowly telling you my justifications. And when I tell you my justifications, if you have reasoning, this is my view. If you have common sense and reasoning, whether it's in science or logic or philosophy, you will see my argument is coherent and based upon evidence. This will be your
Based on
conclusion.
evidence.
Yes. I'll give you an example.
Give me good evidence.
I'll give you an example.
Good evidence.
Yes, very good evidence. Excellent evidence. A-star evidence. I'll give you an example. If a book claims to be from God,
You are covering yourself, you say. Jesus can
should it be able to be changed or not changed?
The Bible says it is only the blood of Jesus.
We're
that
using
can wash
the
away
brain.
your
We live
sin.
in
Religion can
2026.
never
Yes.
Okay.
eradicate
All what we've
sin
heard,
out
Yes.
of your life.
all what came,
Jesus can. He's got the power
can be
to
changed.
save
We haven't
us.
seen it.
He's
We
got
just
the
opened our
power
eyes and
to
heard
forgive
all
us.
these
Okay, good,
things.
good.
So we can't really.
Make you a child of God.
We will argue to, we agree
Don't
to
say we.
disagree on this
Don't
one.
say we. Say you.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
we,
say
will,
you.
we will not agree because so many things.
Brother, you
If we
haven't
go
heard the
back and
argument.
hear the
How
whole
can you say you're not
stories-
going to agree when you haven't heard the argument?
No, I already imagined it.
Okay, tell me my argument.
Huh?
Tell me the argument that I'm going to make about preservation of the Quran.
Preservation, it's been mahfoud, it's been recited by all the Sahaba, and it's been
What else?
written after how many years after Muhammad's death?
But you're the one that
40,
knows my
40
argument.
years, 40 years or something like that. Anyway, so I know a little bit.
Little bit. You think that's my argument?
No, I just think, maybe that's why you want to say, yes. But
It would have just been better if you just let me say what I want to say and then you respond to that. Because this is
sorry,
this is not an argument. It's part of the argument. Yeah,
part, okay.
the oral memorization and the chains of narration. But even before that, I'm establishing criteria.
Okay.
Do you think it's a good criteria for you to, if something's from God, it should not be changed? Not if something can be changed or not. You went somewhere else. Do you think it's a good criteria?
Why? Okay. Why? Okay, something come from God, not be changed. Is that what you say?
Yeah, so I'm saying if something comes from God, should it be changed or not changed? What is the proper criteria?
Okay, we can say not be changed. Okay, but why did the Injil been changed? It's coming from God as well. Why did it change?
Good. The Injil was changed because
Why the Quran didn't come the first time and never be
Yeah.
changed?
The-
Why did it change?
yeah, the
later on?
Injil was changed because it was revealed to a group of people. It was not revealed for the end of time.
So
The
now you
Quran.
see what we're doing now?
What?
We humans, we debate these things, human things.
Brother, it's a reason
now
that's
we
told
come
to
up-
us from Scripture. We're told this. But-
This is human being thinking.
Yes,
this is
it's-
human beings'
Absolutely.
imaginations. and
No. It's human being thinking, not
dialogues.
imagination.
Yeah.
Thinking means that there is evidence that I've used to come to a conclusion. Imagination is
Evidence
not
to
really
conclusion.
based on evidence.
We human beings, we can think like this, but God is bigger than all this.
Absolutely. But let's go back to
Yeah.
the point. Yeah, you went somewhere, I went with you, let's come back.
We come back.
So a book that comes from God, you believe it's better that that book is
The book
preserved.
that comes from God is our brain. That's the only book that comes from God.
Brother,
He gave it to
Stick-
us.
stay with
as a
me.
gift,
Stay with me. Stay with
and
me.
we need to use it very, very.
That doesn't make any
wisely.
sense because we
Muhammad
talked
used
about
his
this.
brain. Muhammad used his brain. What
Yeah.
God gave him,
Right.
and he made all these people believe in his. But he had. He
With-
made one good
yeah,
thing.
with
is
evidence.
He did say God is the only one, and
Mus-
he believed in God to be the
Musaylama,
only one. But the
Musaylama
only-
also claimed
Yes.
to be a prophet. Tulayha also claimed to be a prophet. Sajjah also claimed to be a prophet. Joseph Smith also claimed. There's so many people that have made claims,
Yeah.
but they don't have the fastest growing religion in the world. Why? You don't get intellectuals and academics and farmers and all of these people from different walks of life believing in
still all
something
humans.
without evidence. Yes, brother, we're human. Yes, I agree, we're human. We use brain. We've already established we're always going to use brain, hopefully. But there's a difference between imagination and logic. That's what you have to distinguish. I'm not asking you to accept an imagination. I'm asking you to accept something based upon evidence. Now, something to be, something to be preserved. Do you know the oldest manuscript we have of the Quran?
Yeah.
Where is it? And how old is it?
Well, they said one here in London. Is it the old one they found recently?
Where?
Just a few pages here in London, somewhere in England.
Yes, Birmingham.
Birmingham, that's right. Yeah.
And do you know?
But do you know? There is no Fatiha. There is no points. There is nothing. It's just
Which country do you come from?
Morocco.
Do you have Fatha Dhamma Kasra on your writing?
Yeah.
You have it?
Yes.
What, in classical Moroccan Arabic?
Yes.
No.
Fatha
No.
Dhamma.
No.
Nuqat.
Arabic doesn't use i'rab. Yeah? Its i'rab's only been added for the Ajamis. Yeah?
So you saying Arabic before was just so.
Yes.
How do you distinguish between Ra?
بدون تشكيل جاء بدون تشكيل
ولكن how do you distinguish between Ra and Za
لأنك عربي
and Ta and
لما
Da?
تقرأ
تعرف.
الكلمات تكسر ولا ترفع ولا
Yeah.
بعض الأحيان لازم يكون خطأ بسيط.
لا ما يكون خطأ
لا بدا. لا كاين بعض الأحيان
Now here's the thing.
ممكن
Through
تكون
so here's now the thing.
misunderstanding.
One second. Okay, that you're making good points. That's why I want to go back and forth with you. You understand using grammar and understanding of the language. That's how you determine it. Now, for people that don't understand, they rely on Fatha Dhamma Kasra. Yeah? Fatha Dain Dhamma Kasratain. If you look at classical, you go to the books of Qurtubi and all of this, the classical texts, they don't have Fatha Dhamma Kasra. Yeah? It was added later on. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the early scripts, that the lack of Fatha Dhamma Kasra is actually proving that it is actually from the time of the Prophet / Uthman, that time period. In linguistics, it's called stylometry or stylometrics. It proves that it is dated to a time in which the Arab weren't added on. Now, basing that in mind and comparing that with the Quran we have today, there's 100% word accuracy. It's exactly the same to the Quran we have today. So if lack of i'rab means that people would be saying things differently and doing this, why is the Quran not different to the one we have today?
Okay, let's say cannot be just a coincidence. This happened with time.
Coincidence? What did you say straight away? Listen. You said, this is your words. We are living in 2026, things change and it's very difficult. But I will say the same thing to you. We are in 2026. How is it that you only have one scripture that survived 1400 years ago, and there is an immaculate 1400 years ago? In terms of historicity, it's very long. I'll tell you why. Because in terms of
because the believing on the idea, or the believing
Brother,
made people
his belief,
sure
his
it's
belief,
not been changed.
his belief. Put belief on the side for now. Absolutely. Put belief on the side for now. So far, we're just dealing with evidence. Stylometry and stylometrics is evidence. It's linguistic evidence. I gave you manuscript. Manuscript is evidence. It was carbon dated, that's evidence. Correct?
Yeah. Carbon dated, yeah.
Now, in terms of preservation, we're talking about the Quran being
Mahfuz.
preserved.
Because
Yes.
it's been mahfud,
Yes.
recited.
Yeah, it's been recited,
Yeah.
but I'm not talking about the recitation, I'm talking about the manuscript, I'm talking about the writing. Why is the writing the same it was 1400 years ago to now? And you said in terms, how?
But people can sometimes do some things that are
Okay.
out of,
So only the Quran,
our
yes?
imagination.
Only the Quran from the ancient religions.
That's why the Quran has this
Yes?
millions of people
There you go.
believing in it.
Belief or evidence?
Huh?
Belief, only belief or evidence?
But evidence and belief,
Ah,
and the evidence, the thing.
Good,
yes.
we are slowly changing now.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
So that's one criteria, preservation, you've accepted.
Yeah.
What is another criteria for you to accept that this book is from God? Let me give you a criteria because you're struggling. If something does not come from God, would it have contradictions or would it have no contradictions?
Both?
That in itself is a contradiction. Because remember I said A and not A. You can't
Yeah.
have A and not A.
Yeah.
You can't have contradiction and not Okay, are you saying that there's a mix? Yeah?
Yeah,
There's a mix.
there's a mix.
So if there's a mix, that means there's contradictions in there, right? So you believe that the word of God can have contradictions in it.
So you say in the Quran there's no contradiction.
No,
at
I'm
all.
asking you at the moment your
Yeah.
criteria. Do you accept this criteria? That if something comes
Do I
from God,
accept- Yes.
do you accept that if something comes from God,
Yes.
it should not have contradictions in it?
If something comes from God, it should not have contradictions in it. Well, contradictions. Some people see the contradiction. Some
One
people
second,
don't
let him
see
think,
the
let him think, let him think.
Contradiction, you know.
Okay.
Some people see things different way again.
That's fine.
You know?
I'm not talking about
Depend because Quran is.
yeah.
still
I'm not
his, then
I'm not saying a contradiction based upon someone's interpretation of it. I'm
Interpretation,
saying
yeah.
contradictions on the
Shouldn't
face
be
value.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Because contradiction is a sign of a
But in
defect
Quran
in
they
thinking,
say
right?
now-
One
they
second,
say-
one second,
okay.
one second. Would you agree that a contradiction is a sign of a defect when it comes to thinking?
Okay. Yeah.
For example, I say, oh, he is my uncle.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, I say, yes, this is my auntie.
Yeah. Right.
Am I intelligent or am I somebody that is incoherent?
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm an
yes.
incoherent person, yeah?
Yeah.
So similarly, if a book claims to be from God, it should not have contradictions in it.
Yeah.
The Bible has loads of contradictions in it. For example, when Judas, they say Judas when he died, one thing of Judas dying is he hung himself. Another version of Judas dying is he fell on his face and his intestines came out.
Yeah. So
That's a contradiction.
Everybody have their own version and their own.
Exactly, different versions,
Yes,
yeah?
different versions.
So the Quran,
Luckily, Quran didn't have all that.
yeah. So Quran doesn't have contradictions.
Yeah.
Bible has loads of contradictions.
Well, maybe Muhammad in that time he saw all these contradictions and he was making sure there is no contradiction on this one.
Okay, good. One second,
was-
brother,
No
brother.
contradiction
brother,
on this
brother,
one.
no
This
problem.
one has to be
Yeah.
right.
Okay,
And one thing and that's it.
He was
Yeah.
I'll take you there.
You know?
yeah. No, it's
Illiterate, but
okay.
I would say illiterate because he was a businessman.
Yes, good.
He was a businessman.
That's a
and
good
when
answer because
he was
just because the
traveling
prophet
a lot and
just
he's been around.
just because the
So he
prophet
knows him. He knows what he's doing.
just
He
because
start with people like this and talk and get debates.
Yeah.
Did he say
And
that
he's been
copied?
So he
all
was
the way
smart.
to
He was
the-
intelligent.
Very
He was
intelligent.
Tell him about
yes.
the Sumerian.
Very intelligent.
One second,
Tell him
one
about-
second.
Well, he was asking me something.
Yeah.
Tell him
Remember-
about the
remember
Sumerian
this.
that you said, and you were arguing with me in the car.
About Sumerians.
Yeah,
Yes.
tell him.
No. What we were saying is
Yeah, we will
he
come
was
to that.
traveling
We will come to
around
that. Yeah,
And
He
he
copied-
was
he copied
talking
from the
them.
Sumerians. Yeah. Okay.
talking to all the religious people debating like this. Because we're in Mecca, Saudi Arabia at that time, it was like the desert. There was nothing there, but he was traveling, bringing
Copy
stuff.
and paste, yeah? According to you.
Bringing stuff. He was
Okay, now listen to the answer. Yeah. So according to your understanding,
Yeah.
Muhammad, peace be upon him,
Muhammad had a brain. He used his brain. God gave him to do what he's done.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
You know?
You've-
And
you-
he did it right.
You've actually
Yes.
answered a misconception that a lot of people have for the Prophet, yeah? And the misconception is that just because the Prophet couldn't read or write, they use a different term and they say, oh, he was not intelligent or he was not smart.
was
No.
very intelligent,
Yeah,
very
exactly.
smart.
So there's a distinction
Smart
between
for his
not
time.
being able to read and write
Yes.
and intelligence.
That's right.
Yes, so we 100% believe that he was knowledgeable, he was intelligent,
Very
he was smart
intelligent.
individual.
Very
But that's not the point that we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
What we're dealing with over here is your accusation or your theory that the Prophet wrote the Quran. Is this what you believe?
Yes, maybe he did believe himself. He was sent by God. Maybe in that time of himself, he believed all these words come from him, come from God.
Okay.
and he did make sense there.
Okay.
With his intelligence, he used it's not like, I wouldn't say he was doing it in purpose. Maybe he was doing it and was really believing in
Okay.
he's so God and the only one, the Almighty. He did have so many points
understand.
about God.
I understand.
But what started, we human beings started to humanize.
Okay, 1 second.
and-
Don't go back to the humanization thing
okay,
again.
yeah.
We're done now. We're
No,
done
we
now.
started-
Yeah. Then we're going.
Yes.
Okay. So your theory is that the Prophet wrote down the Quran. Okay. So let's go back to the criteria. Your criteria was think. We need to
Think. Yeah.
We think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the criterias of thinking, especially when it comes to text, is there's a field of study called stylometry, stylometrics, and there's stematics. Yeah, this is what I'm referring to now. Stematics. Yeah. Do you know peer-reviewed evidence?
Peer-reviewed
Peer-reviewed evidence.
Peer-reviewed evidence.
Do you know this?
No.
So in science, in terms of evidence, that's the highest form of evidence. That you write
Peer-reviewed.
peer-reviewed.
So-
You write a paper, and then the other academics, they read that paper and they affirm that what you have written
Yeah.
is true and it's correct
Based on facts.
based upon facts. Yeah,
Based
not on imagination. Yes,
touchable
yes.
facts.
Yeah. So it's scientific evidence. So when a paper gets published, your peers
Yeah.
check it, they critique it,
Yeah.
and if it survives the criticism, then you publish it, and it's called a peer-reviewed
Yeah.
evidence or a paper. It's a rough kind of explanation I've given. You're with me, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So Halim Saud, he released peer-reviewed evidence in which he was comparing the authorship of the Quran with authorship of the Hadith.
Authorship of the Quran.
With authorship of Hadith.
Yes.
He noticed 80% of what's in the Quran
Yeah.
in terms of wording,
Yeah.
in terms of sentence structure, is not in
80%.
80%. Is not in Hadith.
Okay. 80%.
80%.
Okay.
And
It's
60.
not in the Hadith.
Yeah. And 60% of the wording and sentence structure and all of this, 60% of what's in the Hadith is not in the Quran.
Oh, right. Okay.
So he concluded that the authorship of the Quran
Yeah.
is different to the
From
authorship
of the Hadith.
of the Hadith.
Yeah, because Hadiths is
One second.
by Bukhari and all that later.
One
on.
second,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
second. Because that's a different thing that you're saying.
Oh.
Benem Sadeghi, he released another paper in which he looked at sentence structure, word choices, how words and all of this are structured, and he concluded that the Quran and the Hadith are written by two different authors. And the Quran.
No, it's okay. Hold on.
I've got different.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Hold on.
Sure.
It's okay. Thank you.
Poor guys, feel cold.
Try
It's okay.
this.
No,
try
no,
this.
wallah.
No, this will be.
No, wallah.
Yeah.
You're gonna get. Yeah.
I will. I have thermal.
Put it back because you're
Yeah?
gonna get cold. I'm already. Don't worry.
Used to it anyway.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
Gets cold.
Yeah. Okay, so I've given you two peer-reviewed evidences where academics have analyzed.
Hadith and
Yeah,
Quran. Yes,
they've
they found a big
analyzed.
difference.
Yeah, they've analyzed the wording, the sentence structure, the grammar, not belief, not because they're Muslim or anything, and it's been checked by non-Muslims, and they have agreed that the authorship of the Quran had one author, and the Hadith, of course, is the sayings of the Prophet that has a different author. So it can't be the same. Now, so that, what do you think about that? That when you say that the Prophet wrote the Quran, what's your response to that now?
No. When I say wrote the Quran,
Yeah.
sometimes when someone is so intelligent,
Yeah.
the I don't know, they create things without, sometimes they create things and find things without them.
Okay. Now, are you saying that a field that is very new, the field of stematics and stylometry, let's be honest, a field that you were probably unaware of before this conversation, in the field of linguistics and manuscripts that the Prophet 1400 years ago,
He was good at his time.
he could not read or write, and he was able to distinguish completely and utterly, or rather
That's what made him
80%,
special.
80% of his speech he was able to make it so distinct from the hadith, because the Quran he's saying and he's speaking, the hadith he is saying and speaking. The Quran is coming circumstantially. Circumstantially meaning somebody would ask him a question and he would answer there and then. He would not prepare. Yeah? Sometimes someone would ask him for something.
But sometimes he does say, I don't know, and he has to wait for the God's
Wahi, yes.
wahi to talk to him.
Yes.
Or sometimes he can.
So this is more evidence that
so many
that
stories
he,
I've heard.
yeah. So sometimes exactly when they would ask him something,
Relies on
yeah, he would say that I don't know, I'll have to wait for revelation, and he would
Yeah.
have to wait.
Yes.
His own wife was accused of adultery, yeah, and some say that he had to wait a month
Yes.
before clarification in the form of revelation came.
Yeah.
Now, had he been a fraud, had he been somebody that you're saying very
Well,
intelligent, intelligent. I know you're not saying
No
fraud.
fraud,
I know,
yeah.
and very intelligent.
Yeah.
If he was very intelligent,
Yeah.
I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but if I'm very intelligent, I'm not going to be waiting 1 month to clarify if my wife is chaste or not chaste.
That's the intelligence.
It's the exact
That's
opposite.
No,
How is waiting 1 month
you see it
intelligence?
the other way.
How is waiting 1 month intelligence?
Yes.
How?
Well,
Tell me.
it worked for him. In that time, it worked for him.
It didn't,
Well,
because many.
if it didn't, we would not talk about it now.
he had a hard
We would
time
talk
waiting.
about it now.
Yeah, the
Me and you
reason
and-
the reason
know
why
what I
I
mean?
say it didn't work was many people in those circles, even they started having questions and doubts. Even the father of Aisha was in shock.
Yeah.
That was a very close friend of the Prophet, peace be upon him, but even he was, just imagine a month, and you don't know whether you're coming or you're going, and you can't go outside, you're ashamed. That 1 month for somebody,
Yeah.
the Prophet, why do you believe that he claimed to be a prophet? For what gain?
What did he gain?
Well, no, just people saw this.
Why? Why
they
did he want to
saw
be a
him
prophet?
different in that time.
Why did he want to
And
be a
they-
prophet?
They saw him different.
He said,
Things
Ana
different,
khatam,
things-
Ana khatamun nabiyyin. I'm the last of the prophets. Why is he claiming to be a prophet? Let's just say, if he's not a prophet, why? Let's go through.
He thinks he's a prophet. He
Okay, I
thinks-
think I'm a potato.
Well, yeah,
I'm
well,
potato.
but
They
no,
can
potato
prove
is
to me.
different from being a prophet.
Okay,
It's not the same.
okay. I
So,
claim
I'm just
to be. I claim to be a media mogul.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but
Are you gonna believe me?
No, you don't just claim.
Ah.
You need to show me
Ah,
something to.
good. That's it. Evidence,
Even-
proof.
No, proof. But I need to see those
Qualities.
sifat on you, those
Good.
qualities on you.
Good.
Yes.
So the prophet.
So those qualities on him.
Okay, like what?
Yeah. No, the prophetry to tell people to believe in one God.
At a time where they were worshipping idols?
At the time when they were worshiping idols. That's
Why would he tell people to worship one God and
Because
alienate his own family?
He knew that's the right thing to do, is to worship one God there.
And where did he get this information from?
I don't know. He just used his brain. He used his brain to think it.
To think that there's
Yeah,
one God.
He was smart. He was only thinking. He thought, oh, these people, what they're
Smart.
doing is wrong. So he used
In the-
his brain that God gave him.
In the
God
cave,
gave him, and
in the cave where the
he
angel
come
came
into
to
this
him.
conclusion.
In the cave when the angel came to him
You know?
and squeezed him. اقرأ اقرأ.
He had all these
لا،
feelings.
ما
and
أنا بقارئ.
maybe he had those feelings. We all have sometimes
Nope,
these
he
feelings.
didn't say
the
feeling.
dreams or those things.
He said Jibreel alayhi salam. He said Jibreel came and said اقرأ and then squeezed me.
Yeah.
There's no feeling.
I don't know.
He
I don't
said,
know how he felt that
no,
time,
he said
how-
this. We have his sayings.
Yes.
So he's an intelligent man. He's
Yeah.
made a claim. Do you accept this claim of his?
He his claim, I accept some things and I don't accept so many things.
But he said, as an intelligent man,
Yes.
that an angel came and squeezed him and told him to recite, and then gave the revelation. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure about that.
Okay, what evidence do you require?
Unless if you don't want to be convinced, nobody in the world can convince you. That's the first thing you need to be prepared to be convinced.
Yes.
If you on a stubborn mode and you don't
No,
want to
I'm not
convince,
stubborn mode.
people will not convince you. You keep saying same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to just like work together. Kind of things. Because me and you had a conversation. I don't have much. Go to my brother to talk to you.
I've just thought of another question. Do you think the Prophet Muhammad was the only intelligent person in his vicinity?
I would say yes, he's very intelligent to do what he did. Yes.
He's the only one. There's no one more intelligent than him.
There is, but he
Okay.
was in the right time, at the right place, at the right moment, at the right environment.
What
You
made
know,
that
too
the-
many things put together, which is made him really.
Okay, that's
God gave him that brain, and he used it very well. And
okay. Okay, now listen
yeah.
to what you
Well,
said.
And he did guide people into
Yeah.
God, but I think it's the right thing to do. But all humanizing God, thinking God is the all die.
Dehumanizing, I get that, yeah.
So that's
Okay.
where I think it's wrong.
Yeah.
That's the only.
So let's go
where I
back to your
think it's
point.
wrong.
So you're saying,
My point.
yeah, so you're saying that the Prophet was at the right place at the right time. I'm going to argue and show you how that's completely false. Yeah? The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was an Arab. He was around people that were Ahlul Kitab, yeah? The people of the book. The people of the book have a lineage. The people of the Christians and Jews, yeah? Ahl Kitab.
Jews in Medina.
Jews and
yes.
Christians.
Mecca, they were only Quraysh.
No, Salman Farsi, and Abdullah bin Salam. Yeah, they were Christians and Jews.
Yeah, okay.
And they accepted Islam.
Yeah.
So when he was around such individuals and he's talking about what's in the book, and he's talking about the book, it
Quran.
doesn't. No,
Their book.
yeah, he's talking about their book.
Their book, yeah.
They accept prophets that come in their lineage, in the lineage of Ishaq. The prophet was from the lineage of Ismail.
Prophet from lineage of Ismail, the Jews on Ishaq.
Yeah, exactly. So only maybe a few prophets like Hud alayhi salam and a handful were Arab. The rest were from the lineage of Bani Israel. The prophet is claiming to be from the lineage of Ismail, which already puts him at a disadvantage. Disadvantage number one. Disadvantage number two. Prophets that normally came, they came in an established society. Something was already established for them. The Prophet came in Mecca, where people were making tawaf of the Kaaba naked. There were 360 idols. They were burying their daughters alive. It was the wrong time to come, because let me tell you why objectively. I'll tell you evidence. I'm using brain.
It's the right time. You think it's the wrong time?
No, I will tell you why. You think it's the right time.
Yeah.
Persia, Romans, they thought it was wrong time. Quraysh thought it was wrong time. I'll give you the example. Persia was the empire that was neighboring Arabia. They didn't take over the Arabs because they thought they were so lost, they were so useless, that they didn't bother even taking over them. They said leave them. So did the Romans didn't bother. The surrounding empires,
There's nothing there really.
there's nothing there to take.
Yeah.
Now you said this, there's nothing there to take.
Yeah.
There's no infrastructure there. There's no consistent law there. There's sand there. There's no, way to connect and, do all of this. This is where the Prophet was. In a very disadvantaged area. And this individual, listen.
Disadvantaged area, he can come out.
In a disadvantaged area, it
He has
makes
the
it.
advantage Come out.
the disadvantaged area, it's less likely for you to come
I
out.
think it's more likely
Because
to
look,
come out.
for an intelligent man,
Yes.
if someone offers
it's
me
more likely.
these two people, let's just say I'm an intelligent man.
Yeah.
These two people come with an investment. He says the investment that I'm giving you has a 90% chance of return. He comes and says the investment has a 5% return.
Yeah.
I'll slap him in the face and I will hug him very close.
He took a risk.
But here's the thing now.
took the risk.
Me being an intelligent man, me being an intelligent man means that I am able to weigh out the pros and the cons. Yeah, I don't deliberately put myself in a negative situation, and I don't deliberately put myself in the hopes that, oh, I can play on the odds. That's a risk. For me now to risk my family, like he risked losing his wife.
You need to take big risks
Yeah.
to achieve
Okay.
things.
Let's look at his risk. Let's look. He lost his wife. He lost his daughters. Yeah. His own uncles turned against him. Yeah. His own uncle and uncles died on disbelief. Abu Jahl, Abu Lahab, Abu Talib. They died on disbelief. There's even a question mark on his parents.
Yeah.
What sort of risk is this?
Exiled.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. It was a big risk.
So,
but
it's-
it worked out okay
And,
in the
and
end
then
for
on
him.
top of that, he moves to a place, Al-Madinah, called Yathrib. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Why are you moving to a place that's named after disease and your companions are now dying?
Yeah.
Oh, it's another risk.
Yeah.
Okay, now Badr. You're 313 against an army of 1,000. You have sticks and spades and you're going and you're defeating army after army after army after army.
Efficient.
Very, very risk. Now,
Yeah, magnificent
Yeah.
story. Yes,
So-
I agree
so
with you.
it's
all
no.
these things
Yeah.
you just talked about.
It's historical
made
fact.
him- yes, all these historical facts
Yeah.
made him who he is now.
Okay, if someone was a prophet, do you
Made him
believe?
who he is.
Do you believe if somebody was a prophet, that they would?
He is a prophet in some way.
In some
I'm
way,
not
yeah,
saying he's a prophet
Someone-
in some way, bringing us that unity of God,
Yeah.
to believe in one God.
Yeah.
Yes. But everything else, it's just human thinking and human thoughts.
50%
Who-
yeah. to agree.
No. What
So-
did I say?
From what you are
what did I say?
in
Yeah.
some way I believe there is a prophet. That's a good outcome.
Prophet.
Yeah.
No, I said
That's a good
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, a prophet.
But you believe
somehow,
he's a prophet in
because
some regard, in some
regard
capacity.
of Him,
Yeah.
him thinking there is only one God,
Yes.
the only God. So worship,
But Jews also believed in one God, right?
because everybody was worshiping something then. That's
But
why he wanted
Jews also
us to
believed in one
worship
God. Jews also believed in one God, right?
The Jews also believed in one God, yeah, in a different
And
way.
their scripture is not preserved. They have loads of contradictions and mistakes in there. Today you see them doing things that are going against common sense, brain, killing babies, waging wars.
Oh, this sounds again we're talking politics. It's
Yeah,
mixed.
but it's a
If you
reality,
s-
right?
No, if you see the Judaism itself, it's not well.
Okay, I will give you evidence then. In the Old Testament, in the book 1 Samuel, you go to chapter 15
Yeah.
and you go to verse 3. 1 Samuel 15 verse 3. I can show you, I have the Bible as well, yeah? It says, with regards to the Amalek, kill the men, women, infants, and the babies. Kill them all. If you ask the Jew, your laws, how many are there? They will say 613.
But they can say same thing about Islam as
No.
well. They could say same
Okay,
thing.
there is not one single ayah, one hadith that says it's okay for you to kill baby.
No, any human being, not just a baby. Baby is a human being as well.
I'm talking
Any
about
human
baby.
being.
I'm talking about baby.
No,
Human
don't
being.
hold only on baby. You can-
The reason
you
why
need to say-
the reason why I'm talking only about baby is human being. You can make the argument that human being is bad. Baby, you can agree. Listen,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Listen, you and me, we can agree. Baby is innocent. Agreed? Baby is innocent.
But still.
No, not
No,
still.
not-
You can never kill babies, brother.
I know.
Yes.
Nobody. You can never kill anybody.
No, you
But
can. If somebody comes to kill your family and you have a knife, are you just going to sit there, use that knife to scratch your armpit? No. You're going to do something, brother. You're going to do.
defend yourself.
You're
yes,
gonna,
that's
you're gonna, what is it? Kali, or what is it?
Yeah, but they have a lot of things to say about Islam as well. They say, oh no, you
Brother,
you're
stick
killing
with the
this,
point.
killing
Stick
that.
with the point.
So they both have.
My maths tutor, when he was teaching me algebra, he said, monkey with the monkey and the donkey with the donkey. Yeah, because you put the X's on one side, you put the Y's on one side. In other words, if we're talking about killing babies here, then the comparison, we do a like for like. Monkey with the monkey. Yeah? So over here, they have in their scripture killing babies is okay.
Wait, that's why Muhammad, he was smart in his time and he changed all this, you know, to make it the right thing, and he created the religion. Same time, told us to believe in one God. So,
But here's the point that I'm
there is a
saying.
mix there between human touch, you know, and to take you to believe in one God. So,
You know the way you say it, there's a limit to human intelligence. Human intelligence reaches a point that if a person is winning all the battles, he is making a distinction between his speech and the speech of God. He is responding and making prophecies that are accurate, that people 1400 years after he has passed away, they are verifying that what he said was correct. It was accurate. It was precise. The Bible, the literature, you said he was doing debating. In the Bible, it says that that the rulers at the time of Joseph, they were pharaohs. The Quran says that the leaders at the time of Joseph were kings. It doesn't say pharaohs. Now, there was no way for people at that time to check who was right, who was wrong. Only afterwards, 1,000 years after the Prophet passed away, they found the Rosetta Stone. And they were able to decipher hieroglyphics, and they realized that the Pharaoh dynasty started after Joseph.
where is Ali?
That it started after Joseph. So historically the Prophet was accurate. In terms of what he was saying, he was accurate. In terms of prophecy, he was accurate. You said in terms of his moral, he was good character, and all of this, he was character. He took risks, and all of the risks that you said, he came out on top. Brother, there comes a time where a person says this is where human intelligence stops, and this is where you get your intelligence from God. God is now helping that person. God is now advising that person. God is now revealing to that person what to do
just
and
because
what to
God give us
tell
this-
the person.
Yeah, is it not just God give us this brain and he just used it better than what?
Better than everyone?
Better than everyone? Could be.
If someone is using their brain better than everybody,
Yeah.
and everybody else is not using their brain properly, and everyone has a brain, that means there's something special being inputted into that brain that's not being inputted into the other brains.
The other brains.
For example, if I have access to ChatGPT and no one over here has access to ChatGPT, the answers that I'll be able to give if I'm permitted to use it will be different to the answers that you give.
Everyone.
Completely. Why? Because the input I am getting is different. Similarly, if the Prophet, according to your admission, is giving answers different to everybody else, then surely the inference to the best explanation, using our brain, using our logic, we come to the conclusion that there must be an external, knowledgeable entity assisting and guiding the Prophet. And it must be God. Because either it's God or a demon.
Well,
Do you believe it's God or a demon?
No, demon. What do you
Must
mean?
be God then.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this,
No.
God.
Yeah, God.
Repeat after me. Ashhadu
Ashhadu
Allah
Allah
ilaha
ilaha illallah
illallah wa ashhadu
anna
anna
محمد
No, say وأشهد
أشهد
أن
أن
محمد
محمد
عبده
عبده
ورسوله.
Okay, رسوله.
Rasuluh. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you, brother. Take care. Take care.
السلام عليكم.
Wa alaikum salam. Wa alaikum salam.
So we're just going to end it there.
Bro, what's that? What's that? Yes.
والله هذا الأخ هذا this guy,
Yes.
what does he believe in? What does he believe in?
So
He's
there's
a Moroccan, like me, I'm Algerian, we're neighbors. So he is born as Muslim. But now, he's got some ideas or...
so there's something called deism. He believes in deism. Deism is the belief that there is a power out there,
Yeah.
but that power just